No individual in his own capacity or as a part of a group which within no time assumes the character of a mob can take law into his or their hands and deal with a person treating him as guilty. There cannot be an investigation, trial and punishment of any nature on the streets. The process of adjudication takes place within the hallowed precincts of the courts of justice and not on the streets. Unless these incidents are controlled, the day is not far away when such monstrosity in the name of self-processed morality is likely to assume the shape of a huge cataclysm. Hate crimes as a part of intolerance, ideological dominance and prejudice ought not to be tolerated, lest it results in a reign of terror. When any core group with some kind of idea take the law into their own hands, it ushers in anarchy, chaos, disorder, and eventually there is an emergence of a violent society. Vigilantism cannot, by any stretch of imagination, be given room to take shape, for it is absolutely a perverse notion. These extrajudicial attempts under the guise of protection of the law have to be nipped in the bud, lest it would lead to rise of anarchy and lawlessness, which would plague and corrode the nation like an epidemic. Lynching and mob violence are creeping threats that may gradually take shape of a typhoon-like monster, as evidenced in the wake of the rising wave of incidents of recurring patterns by frenzied mobs across the country, instigated by intolerance and misinformed by circulation of fake news and false stories. The state has a sacrosanct duty to protect its citizens from unruly elements and perpetrators of orchestrated lynching. The state cannot turn a deaf ear to the growing rumblings of its people, since its concern, to quote Woodrow Wilson, must ring with the voices of the people. There can be no shadow of doubt that the authorities, which are conferred with the responsibility to maintain law and order in the states, have the principal obligation to see that vigilantism, be it cow vigilantism or any other vigilantism of any perception, does not take place. The horrendous acts of mobocracy cannot be permitted to inundate the law of the land. Earnest action and concrete steps have to be taken to protect the citizens from the recurrent pattern of violence which cannot be allowed to become the new normal.